Hi everyone, welcome to a new series um, where we all collect every week and we write down things that we are grateful for when it comes to the beautiful money energy in our lives. Okay, Lakshmi energy, money energy, right? Kubera energy, the energy of gold, right? All the things that we desire, right? That money, the spirit of money, right? That energy helps us achieve, get, feel happy, feel fulfilled, feel, brings a moment of relief, whatever it is, right? This is an energy, this is a dedication that we are going to have, we are going to put into, the service of um, this beautiful energy. And we will follow a format that I've learned from a few folks. And I thought that there was this energy that was really pushing me to, move forward and start and just stop planning and start doing, right? And it's actually in the action, it's actually in the practice that the changes actually come about. The more we keep planning, the more planning is good. However, when it's time for inspired action, then when we take that action, the results can be multifold. It can actually the momentum that it gains is really very, very high, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to meet every week, okay? And we will be writing down. So you all have to bring a notebook and a pen, and we'll be writing down all things we are grateful for. And there's a little bit of a format that we'll follow. For example, today we're going to write all things that money energy helps us get, right? Starting with the alphabet A, okay? And we're going to write it down. Why are we writing it down? Because we can talk about it, we can say something, and we can just in passing, we can mention something in passing. However, what is it that really stays in our subconscious, right? Certain things that have been repeated over time and they really sit in our subconscious, isn't it? So what are we going to do? And of course, then that's how life plays out, right, in terms of your money reality. However, if you want to bring a change in your life, especially in your money reality, and all of us want a certain reality that we are envisioning, especially when it comes to money. Of course, if you already have it, then we can, or what else is possible, we can, wherever, whichever level you are at, we can always move forward, right? And gratitude is something that actually helps us build a strong foundation to allowing more in our lives, right? So we actually activate our receiving when our foundation is completely strong, right? Because if you're not grateful, like they say, for whatever you already have, then this means you're not even open to receiving more because you're not even happy with what you have, right? And what is gratitude? What is gratitude? Let's delve a little deeper into that. I was telling my folks in the Revi room recently about, we started a gratitude practice, daily gratitude practice there. And gratitude is about, an example I gave them was, think of one night, right, when you don't have a home, when you have no money, right? When your loved ones are not around you, right? You're all alone and you have no money to manage anything and you have nowhere to go. How would you feel, right? It'll be a miserable night, wouldn't it? And then next morning, think of, you getting everything back, right? And that feeling of, getting everything back, and then, feeling that gratitude is what I'm talking about, right? Which is the energy that we want to be in every day, every single day, right? For our health, for our body, for our loved ones, for everything, right? For this fresh air, for food, for water, so many things, right? And it can be a little appalling to see how entitled, right, we all are when it comes to things that money can buy for us, right? How entitled we behave, right? When it comes to our daily, little things, the house we have, the food we are available to us, right? Everything around us, we feel like, it has to be that way, but that's not true. It can be taken away in a moment, right? In a moment, everything can be gone, right? And in a moment, we can be gone, right? However, we still take everything for granted, right? So this is an effort from our end to live in awareness, right? To bring that awareness in every moment and live our lives that way, right? So that's what, and we're going to meet every week. I don't know how long I'm planning on doing this, but at least for the next 3 months, right? Every week, possibly every Sunday, we will, announce specific times so that all of us can plan. Uh, but yeah, when we keep practicing, when we keep showing up, when we keep you know show up consistently, when we do anything consistently, our body, our nervous system starts trusting the process. We start feeling safe. So, and in the process of feeling safe, we start opening up. And when we open up, we receive more in life, right? So our capacities increase. And this is an attempt to doing that, right? This is a free session for everyone. So, of course, invite as many folks as you like. Tell your friends, tell your family, share this with everyone, right? And because there's never enough gratitude that we can have in our lives, isn't it? And when I say gratitude, again, like I said, it's not just that practice that we've been told in this new age, right? It's so much more than that, right? Is that energy of that relief that you get when you have everything once you didn't have you, it comes back to you. It's that feeling. So think of that feeling, right? And live your life with that energy every moment and see your life transform completely, right? So let's start now. Let's start this exercise today. Let's start with a meditation. Please close your eyes wherever you are. Put your feet on the ground and take a deep breath in. Today, we start a new weekly series called Focus Gratitude for Money. And every single week, we are going to work on one letter of the alphabet. And we are going to find every single thing, every single thing, every blessing, every comfort, every tiny little joy, every week that money energy has brought into our lives with that letter. So keep your eyes closed, keep taking deep breaths. And now let's try and do some box breathing. Now, what is that? You breathe in at the count of four, then you hold the count of four, and then you breathe out at the count of four. Okay? So breathing in, count of four, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, count of four, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, count of four, 2, 3, 4. Today, we are going to focus on all things that this money energy has brought into our lives. Okay. So, what is the format that we're going to use? We are going to get a copy, notebook, and a pen. Okay. And we're going to think of all the things that we are grateful for that money energy specifically. Okay. Money energy has brought into our lives. Okay. And I promise you that at the end of the session, you're going to feel so full, so abundant, so grateful, because this is what the practice does, right? It shifts you from that lack energy to that fulfilling, loving energy. Okay, from those things of from that energy of chasing to actually receiving. right? So let's see. Just be grateful for all the things that you have that you're going to actually start writing down right now. And now I want you to think, right? Maybe keep your eyes closed and think of all the things that come to mind, right? Keep your mind focused on all the things that start with the alphabet A, okay? And start writing down that thing. For example, let me give you an example. A, awareness, okay? So I write down awareness for staying alert, or alert is not the right word, maybe staying uh, accountable every moment. So write down the word that comes and then write down why you're grateful for that. Okay. Like this, you'll have plenty of things. Sometimes, you can write in Hindi as well. Like the video that I was watching, somebody said, I'm grateful for right? And that's fine. The point is that we are actually focusing on letter A, but we are actually expanding our gratitude energy. Okay. So think of as many things as you'd like. Before you start the list, actually, you can start with just writing thank you to Money Energy, to Maa Laxmi. Thank you, Money Energy. You've always been with me. Even when I didn't see you, even when I forgot to thank you, you were always there, right? You can start your writing with this statement first, and then just take a deep breath in and start writing, okay? And as I said, why do we write? Because every day we live in non-awareness, right? We are constantly thinking about various things, we are constantly worried, we are constantly in a flux, and so what happens is that really scatters our energy, right? And so right now, when we are actually thinking about something, focusing on it and actually writing it down, what is happening is we are changing our thoughts. We are connecting with our subconscious. And what will happen is, maybe once you're done with this, right? And maybe after a few hours, you'll think of something, right? Your mind will actually take you back to this exercise and remind you that you are grateful for this, right? And suddenly there'll be a shift in energy. And imagine doing this every single week, or you can do it every single day as well. But this collective energy of a group, it'll actually help you all stay focused on all the things that you want. And here we're not talking about what we want. We are just talking about all things that we are grateful for, starting with letter A, and we're just writing that down. And you'll see how aware you will become in your day, throughout your day, because suddenly you'll think of all the things that you already have, which you're going to write right now, and you'll just be like, wow, I'm so happy. I'm grateful. I'm divinely blessed, because so many things we don't even acknowledge. Like I said, we live in a lot of entitlement for lot of simple things, but it's only when it's taken away that we actually realize, how important it was in our lives. And we don't want to be in that energy that it's taken away, right? When we are aware every single moment, we actually see a plethora of those things enter our lives, and that's why we're doing this exercise. All right, so let's start now. Do you have any questions before we start, or all good? Okay, so let's start. Open your notebook. Write down thank you, Money Energy, for all the beautiful ways you have shown up in my life through the letter A, right? And I don't want you to randomly start writing things with A, okay? I want you to think, I want you to dwell, all right? So I want you to close your eyes, and between each one, if you need to, and really go into, what it is and feel it, okay? So I have my list that I've written down. So for example, you can write aeroplane, right? So you've flown, right? You've sat in that metal machine. It's I've written all of that thing. But then what happens is you are grateful for that opportunity that you got, first of all, to travel from one place to another, right? Then the other thing could be that, the distance it took for you to go from here to there, the short distance it covered. Or you can just be grateful for how you took a flight and it helped you, see different wonders of the world. Whatever. One line with what you want to write, right? Next can be your air conditioning, right? Imagine not having that on a very warm, hot day and how you feel, right? Imagine no power and no AC and how it feels, right? So, thank you for a cool room, right? Something like that. Or thank you that I sleep comfortably because of you, right? So, that's the second one. So, keep writing, then I'll share the next one. The next one I wrote was avocado, right? So for a healthy breakfast, thank you for a healthy breakfast, right? What else comes with A? You can write about your accommodation, right? You where you live. So thank you for this safe space that I have, space that is nurturing, whatever it is for you, right? You have a roof, so write that accommodation. Then I also wrote antibiotics, right? So thank you for um, keeping me healthy. So, for instance, if somebody has an infection, you can imagine if somebody has an antibiotic, then they can actually heal, right? Immediately, compared to I don't know how many years ago. Think of when there was no medicines and how people could even die because of one infection, right? So grateful for a healthy recovery, right? Then I also recently had my blood tests done, right? So annual blood test. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to test regularly again to keep myself healthy, right? So grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my AirPods, right? I think I don't know how many times I've lost them and how many times I've got new ones. So super, super grateful to Maa Laxmi, to this money energy that enables me to have access to, this beautiful technology, right? So, AirPods. Any questions? Grateful for all the Amazon deliveries, right? I mean, it makes life so convenient, right? Grateful for apples. Anytime you're hungry, you can just have it and feel, satiated. So, and there are so many things, grateful for assistance, right? There can be various aspects. I want you to actually spend 15, 20 minutes, 20 minutes thinking about, and I know that a lot of you will just be like, yeah, I can't really think of anything. And that's where I actually want you to dig deeper and think of it, think of ways. Maybe talk to your partner, talk to your friends, speak to people around you, and come up with things together. Because what is it doing? It's shifting your focus from our everyday mundane, mostly negative things that we dwell on. And when we are dwelling on it, we are creating more of that in our lives, right? When we are complaining, when we are thinking of what things are lacking in our lives, when we're thinking of what things are not working out, we are inviting more of that energy in our lives, and we are actually making we are um, ruining the quality of our lives, right? However, by doing this exercise, when we are forced to think, right, about certain aspects of our life specific to, like, say, like, for example, this format, like starting with A, then you think more, right? And the more you think, the more you're bringing in gratitude in your lives, and the more you're training your mind also to think in a certain way, and then you're writing it down. So you see how there are so many aspects of this exercise that will actually help you train your mind to think in a certain way. And this is an answer for all those folks who wonder, how do I change my life? What do I do? How do I change this thinking? I'm used to thinking a certain way. Yeah, you're used to thinking a certain way because you've been doing that consistently. So you're 30, you're 40, you're 50. If for so many years you've been practicing thinking negatively by doing certain things again and again and again, you can also now do something else, which is this, again and again and again, and practice and change the way you think in your life, right? And you can change your life, therefore, because of that. So that's the purpose of this exercise. And I know for some, it'll probably even be difficult to show up every week, and I understand, because you're like, think of going to the gym. I keep giving this example, or even just think of, when I learned how to drive quite late in my life, right? It was so daunting to even go to practice, because you're so scared to fail that you don't want to even try, right? And so it's the same thing, your nervous system is telling you it's not safe, let's not go there, because what if we fail? But you have to kind of take that step and tell your mind that it's okay even if we fail, and come and show up, right? And that's why showing up matters. It doesn't matter whether you fail or you win. That's not the point. It's about showing up. And the more you show up consistently, the more your body will start trusting you, the more life will start trusting you, the more good things will start trusting you, that you can be trusted with these good things, because you keep showing up, you're consistent with that energy. And that's what we're doing here. Okay, so keep at it, writing things that you're grateful for, starting with A. Take at least 15-20 minutes every single day, right? We're going to show up every week, right? And we're going to practice this. um Today is just day one, so I'm kind of not giving more time to this. But of course, as our group increases, I'm going to kind of put a timer for 15-20 minutes, and we're going to just write, right? And we're going to answer each other's questions. We're going to take this time to do this exercise fully. And this was more like an explanatory video that I wanted to make. But of course, if you have any questions, do you have any questions? Then I can answer, and then we can move forward.
All good.
All good? No doubts? Okay, perfect. So then once you've written this down, right, with your heart, and as I said, it can be so many aspects. It can even be in your language. And if you feel like, the when you write it in English and it starts with A, it's fine. It's not about getting into the language. It's more about uh, stepping into that energy. It's about, that energy of gratitude. So it could be Amma, somebody calls, their mom, dad, and that's fine. And you can write that, right? And so you're to actually, no, a good point that I brought this up. Don't write things that don't write people's names. So we are only focusing on aspects that Ma Lakshmi can bring into your life. Okay, so like, don't write folks' names, because people are not really brought about by that money aspect, right? But you can write things. You can write all aspects, like, somebody in another group wrote the name of their landlord, because they pay, because of that they are able to stay in their home, right? Something like that you can probably do. So yeah, these are the aspects that you're grateful for. And of course, energy, like when I said awareness. So if I meditate, or if I pay my business coach, or if I pay, people to, or my mentors, right? They help me bring that awareness in my life, right? So that's the connection you have to make. So everything that money energy, and most of our things in our life is because of that money energy, right? Many of it, right? So whatever, and it's actually helping you train also, because suddenly you're just like, oh, so like, awareness can also be brought in by money. So can an apple, so can an avocado, so can an airport. And suddenly you think like, even with this one letter A, you have 100 things that you have in your life that this money energy is brought in. And with this gratitude that you're giving to this money energy, more of this money energy will enter your life, because you just started this cycle of give and take. And so what are you giving? You're giving this good energy, good vibe, gratitude, so much gratitude, that more of it can come in your life. It's just like, I keep giving this example of, think of going to a party, right? And somebody invited you, and they invited your whole family, but you showed up to that party alone, right? And now when you go, and the host of the party keeps telling you, they're very disappointed when they look at you, and they're just like, your mom didn't come, or your partner didn't come, or your sister didn't come, and they're only focused on people who didn't come, and they're not seeing that you came with this beautiful present, and they're just completely ignoring you, right? So what would you do? You'd feel bad, right? And maybe you won't show up again, right, to their place. So similarly, that's the money energy in our lives, right? Money energy shows up. Maybe there's 100 rupee, or there's a $500, right? That shows up in your bank account, and you're focused on, but I didn't get $10,000, or I didn't get 5,000 rupees, So you are focused on what didn't show up, and you're not at all acknowledging what did come in your life, right? So that's what we do with this money energy, and therefore money energy then doesn't show up in our lives, right? Because why would any energy show up in your life when you're not excited, when you don't love it, when you don't appreciate it, right? And so this exercise, that this weekly exercise that we're doing, is actually to enjoy this money energy, whatever we have, right? And to actually go into the nitty-gritties and be grateful for the gazillion things we have in this life because of this money energy, right? And this opens up doors for more. So today was more about me actually trying to explain to you why we are doing this exercise, and this is going to be a weekly, event. Of course, my Rewire folks will always be, shared all the information beforehand, but this is an open for all group. So anybody and everybody can show up. All the recordings will go on YouTube. And yeah, and this is just my way of also connecting with this money energy. And I'm doing it in a group because group energies amplify all our blessings. Okay. So in the end of it, we'll all bless each other. And that is something that will actually keep increasing more goodness in our lives. All right. So now let's just do a closing exercise. Now just put your pens down. Okay, and just look at everything that you've written. I know today we didn't have much time, but whatever you've written, just look at that. And you can complete this exercise, after our call as well. Just look at your page and look at everything that you've written. Look at how much is already there in your life. Look at how full your life already is. Now, this energy is abundance. This is already yours. You already have this energy of abundance, right? Now place both your hands on your notebook and take a deep breath in. And now just say it out loud or in your heart. Thank you, Maa Laxmi. Thank you, Money Energy. I love you. I love all your colors. The pink notes and the green notes and the gold coins, the currencies of every country I have visited or dreamed of visiting. Every note, every coin, every form you take, every form, right? So you see, look at your list again. Maa Lakshmi can be in different forms, so many forms. She can be an apple, she can be an avocado, she can be awareness, she can be an airport, she can be the Amazon deliveries, she can be your Apple iPhone, she can be so many things, right? So just feel all her form, like just think of all the various forms. Just say, I love you. I love all forms of you, Mahalakshmi. You can come as food, you can come as travel, you can come as education, you can come as luxury, you can even come as medicine, right? And as the simple everyday things I forget to notice, you make me feel your presence in so many forms. And now I'm open to you. I welcome you. I'm grateful for everything you have already given me and everything that is on its way. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Malakshmi, Money Energy. I love you. Now, please go and get a glass of water, all of you. I'll give you 2 minutes and then we'll do a water blessing. Okay, now take this glass of water, hold it in both your hands, look at it, okay? Just look at it. So, water energy is really powerful, okay? Whatever we say, you can read, there are so many experiments as well where, if you say good things and especially blessings, water, it'll crystallize in beautiful, shapes. And if you say bad things, right, a lot of abuses, you can actually see it dishevel, right? The crystals in water. Okay, so it actually changes and it's very, very effective. And that's why healing with water is also very effective. Okay, so just look at it. Okay, be grateful for this, first of all. So, this clean water to show up, right? Because again, money energy has played a very important role in bringing this water also in front of you. And as you all know, water holds energy, water holds intention, right? And it definitely responds to love. So just keep this in your hands and say, thank you, water. Thank you for flowing to me. Thank you for keeping me alive every single day. Thank you for being one of the most generous gifts money has ever given me. Clean, safe, beautiful water, right? And now just say, thank you, money energy. You gave me this, you gave me access to this miracle. I am so grateful. And I'll just drink it slowly, little bit. And just feel it moving through you. Feel the abundance literally entering your body. Feel gratitude becoming physical. This is water therapy, okay? This is you telling your body that I am receiving now. I am taken care of and I am abundant, okay? Now you can obviously drink this whole water and just remember that you activated this energy of gratitude, right? Then you wrote it down. Then you told your brain is kind of now rewiring. Why? Because you've already written something now it's going into your subconscious. You'll complete this exercise, you'll write all things with A, starting with the letter A, right? And then you'll drink this water. What you did was you rewired your brain to think in a certain way. You'll start focusing, shifting your focus now into all things that you're grateful for throughout the day, especially when it comes to A. Do not Google it or use ChatGPT or Claude. No, do it with your mind, right? Because you're trying to train your mind. And what things maybe AI will bring up will probably help you. It can help you think differently. But what things come from your mind are coming from your experience, and that's what you want, right? And it can be anything, right? And even if you it takes time for you, it's fine. We're going to keep working on different letters in the coming weeks, right? So you're going to expand your horizons, right? You're going to think of so many things, so many ways in which money energy has entered your life. And with this expansion, you actually open up to what else is possible in your life. A lot of folks you ask me, why do we keep asking this question, what else is possible? Because we don't know what are things out there that can come to us that we can't even fathom, right? And in order for us to open up to that, for example, you might ask for $100 and you might get $10,000, right? So now you didn't ask for $10,000, right? But when we do this exercise, what we are doing is we are opening up our receiving to better, bigger, more beautiful miracles in our lives, right? Because sometimes, like have you must have seen examples of when you were younger, or at any age, we kind of get obsessed with just meeting that one guy. We want that one guy, and we just like we want to marry that guy, right? And then whatever happens, and it does, we don't end up with them, but then we end up with such a beautiful person that we could like that person would have never been this person, right? And we just feel grateful that we met this person. But how did that happen? There was this divine grace that entered your life, right? So I always ask all of you to ask for things, have intentions for what you want, but always be open to what else is possible, because we don't know what greater things that we can't even fathom can come in our lives, right? So by doing this exercise, we're actually activating that miraculous door, opening of that door in our lives. All right. So that's it. So this was a short video today, but we are gonna keep it like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes even an hour every week. I'm trying to keep it around this time, maybe 7:30 India time, and that'll probably be 9 a.m. Central. And yeah, and we meet every week, and we share, we ask questions, we do this exercise, and we activate this energy of gratitude and allow money energy to keep flowing in our lives, right? Any questions before we end?
Would we be picking a different letter every week?
Yeah, yeah. And next time
Okay,
I will again start with A, because today was just an introductory video, and I just felt like more people we have, we'll have more interactions and conversations. So next time I'll again start with A, and then most probably if we have many things, then we can kind of continue with that the next coming week. Otherwise, it'll change. So A, B, C, D till Z. Yeah.
got it.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. I'll see
Thank
you next week
you.
now. Take care. Bye.